everyone. Welcome to episode 7 of the Bias Football Takes podcast. I am your resident Arsenal fan, and um, what else am I? Football lover, Obina. And in the house, on the other side, I guess you can introduce yourself.
I thought you wanted to take my shine. In a celebratory mood,
Oh my
this is Oluwaseun Winsala. I just finished spanking Barcelona,
Oh my
the almighty Barcelona, against all odds. As they pain them, he go they sweet us. As they sweet us, he go they pain them. As they pain them, he go they sweet us.
Oh my god. No. So here's so Barcelona, yeah. That's not a serious team. I mean, first of all, they got like tossed aside from the Champions League because they're obviously not an elite club anymore. And the first obstacle they faced in Europa, they got like, how can you not beat Man U over 2 legs? Like that's just poor. Like when it's time to play against other smaller teams, Osasuna, Deportivo, whoever, they'll be they'll be beating them. But then Bayern Munich beat them. I think PSG beat them as well. No, they didn't play PSG season.
Because Inter.
Yeah, Inter. Yeah. And then now United. Anyway, I mean, obviously they'll give Xavi more time because he's a club legend. He won a lot of things, but even the crop of players, I don't like Rafinha, for example. Like I don't know what he's doing on that team. I guess people will say the defense might be like, Dembele wasn't fit, and so he couldn't play. But like, I still don't understand why Rafinha is there. I don't understand what Christensen is doing there. I don't understand what Marcos Alonso is doing there. Busquets is still playing. Somebody who's like, yeah. I mean, yeah. Anyway, that's the least of my problems. Let's talk about the Champions League is back. Oh no! Actually, no. Before we go into Shell, I think this weekend you were hopeful that Arsenal would drop points, correct?
Wait. Before we get in there, so I got some feedback from our last episode.
About what?
Our last episode.
What did they say?
They were like, it seems like one of us went on Valentine's date. That was why the episode was short. And we know who. We know who. We know who.
Wait. What's Valentine?
What was Valentine? Okay, say it with your chest too. When
That's my friend's name. I actually have a friend called Valentine. So
I have a friend that is called Valentine. So
yeah, that's Valentine. But I don't know.
Anyways, do you have anything to say to that?
No, I'm just going to say we appreciate the feedback. We appreciate the feedback.
And another thing, for the mid-season awards that we did, people said you were too biased because you were picking Arsenal players.
No. Wait, which one, for example, was what? There has to be something specific because Arsenal is at the top of the league. Arsenal players have performed phenomenally, like exceptionally well this season. So if they've done everything, if they've played exceptionally, if they've merited such awards, I mean they should get it, whether or not forget about the fact I'm an Arsenal fan. I mean, for crying out loud, I said Lisandro Martinez will be up there. I mentioned Ten Hag, I mentioned Garnacho. So why didn't people complain about those ones? Like the performances don't lie. So no. Is there anyone in particular, any award that was given in particular that people have an issue with?
I don't know. I don't know why you're stuttering.
No. I ate one hot amala this evening, so like it's still digesting. But go on. No, I mean we truly appreciate the feedback though. But no, we do. And Shell, if it was you that you're talking about for Valentine's, please let's make the episodes, the normal time.
It's not me. We know who. No. Anyways, so those are the two feedbacks I got.
No, we appreciate the feedback and please keep them coming. We're glad that you guys are taking the time to listen, and so please keep up with the feedback. So the Champions League is back, and really interesting games this weekend.
This week.
This week. Ah, good. This week. But I guess the one we want to highlight, and a team we've been talking a lot about this season,
Yep.
Liverpool, Real Madrid. so I guess to provide, I mean, everybody probably knows, or the audience probably knows, so at least the game or highlights of it. But a quick summary with Liverpool. Actually, no. Before we dive into it, so this week we'll just talk about Champions League. Quick rundown of how things are going to go. So we'll go over the Champions League games this week. Then we'll talk about a young Nigerian player who's making waves out in Germany. I'm speaking obviously of Karim Adeyemi. And then Sheon and I saw this interesting interview by Mikel with I think Dubai Eye was the name of the publication,
Yes.
the studio, or the podcast, the show. And so Mikel gave a really detailed interview with them of his time at Chelsea and a little bit about the United saga. So his time before Chelsea, before he played for Chelsea. So we'll dive into that, and then we'll talk about I guess today's game, the Europa League game between Manchester United and Barcelona, and how United have gone on to the round of 16. And then we'll talk about the Carabao Cup final on Sunday between United and Newcastle. Oh my God, they're having a good week. And then we'll quickly go over the Premier League games of the upcoming weekend as well. So the Champions League. So a quick summary of what happened. So Liverpool scored 2 goals first, which was unusual given the type of season they're having, right? Darwin Núñez scored. I'll give it to him, a fantastic goal, actually, a nice flick. Mohamed Salah was lucky. Courtois, I don't know what he was doing. Salah scored. So 2-0, right? Liverpool, and this was at Anfield, mind you. They talk about Champions League nights there. And then I guess Sean, you can take off the rest, because I know he love rubbing dirt in Liverpool's face. So 2-0 up.
Yeah, 2-0 up. Vinicius far corner bending ball into the net. Then the keeper, Alisson, mistake, almost similar mistakes that Courtois made. Then you would think, okay, this game is balanced, a balance of things. Liverpool were like playing well, but it just happens that Real Madrid knows how to tune up and turn up, and game just changed. Yeah. So I wanted to say, it seems that Real Madrid only wants to play Champions League this season. Because this game, because I've been watching 1 or 2 games where Real Madrid have played this season. And this last game was probably their best game this season. I was like, wait, is this Real Madrid I'm watching? Like, this cannot be Real Madrid of the season.
No, but they I mean, they won the Club World Cup. So, like, I think now, this second half of the season, they'll come out. And if Barcelona is not careful, I think they may throw this league away. I think Madrid might catch them if they're not careful, because they're not playing exceptionally well, Barcelona. Yet they've been winning games, but it's not, at least from games that I've seen, it's not really been convincing like that. And then now in the second half of the season, I mean, Madrid.
That's a serious end, yeah.
Yeah?
That's a serious end of the business.
So they'll come alive, and I mean, I was just no, but Madrid's performance, I mean, against Liverpool was it was a spanking. Like, it was
stellar performance.
No, it was brilliant. I mean, like, Modric was playing like, like
that run for that last goal.
Yeah,
immediately he took that ball. I was telling Adeyemi, because we saw the game together. I was like, watch out, this is going to be a goal. That run was through the center, straight, and nobody could stop him.
Yeah, Fabinho, they robbed Fabinho off the ball, and no, I mean, and they did this without Chouameni. They didn't have David Alaba going injured game, like so, like Madrid is, you know, they say Mourinho, I believe, was one who coined some football heritage. I mean,
Yes.
and I mean, these guys just know how to turn it up.
Yep.
Especially in the Champions League. I mean, their run last season, for example, they beat.
It's very similar. Yeah.
And in all of those games, they found themselves in the losing positions against City, against who else did they beat last season? They beat City. They beat Chelsea, right?
Yeah, beat Chelsea.
Yeah, and then there was a third big team that they beat. Who else did they beat?
And they beat Liverpool in the final.
And Liverpool in the final, yeah.
You know what's funny? So 2 things. One, I was listening to I think it was Ian Wright's podcast, and one of his guests said it seems that Madrid players are not motivated enough to play the league. They're like, I'm not tired of playing Real Sociedad. I'm tired of playing Athletic Bilbao. But when it comes to Champions League, it's just a different stage where they're ready to tear anybody apart. And it's funny because the way they played against Liverpool, I don't think there's any club right now that won't have been beaten that way.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any club. Like, I don't think the way they played against Liverpool, I don't think any club stands a chance if they play that way. I don't think. Like, I understand that Liverpool is struggling.
Yeah.
But the way Madrid played, nobody.
Yeah, no, it was just beautiful to see. I mean, there are times where Liverpool players were essentially chasing shadows. Like,
yes,
Vinicius gave Trent a very, very tough time last night. Like,
and it's funny that's not even like that's not like peak Vinicius.
Yeah,
it was just
right. Yeah,
it was just like
it
was just like calculating.
It was just coasting. Yeah,
it was just coasting.
Yeah,
and from records, Ancelotti has met Liverpool 4 times in the finals.
Yeah,
and he has beaten Liverpool 3 times. He lost once.
05, yeah.
Yes.
05
that one that they came back.
Yeah.
Then the next season.
07, 2 seasons after.
2 seasons after,
yeah.
He met them, beat them.
Yeah.
Then which other one again?
They played the one that Salah. No, he wasn't the coach then.
Oh, that was Zidane. Okay, so yes, then the third one was last season. So it seems like the man has like beef. Like, okay,
yeah, no, but I was always to beat this guy.
I have to beat you guys. You guys did that one, that comeback that time. No problem.
Good.
You do this one, no worry. You do this one. So yeah, it's just crazy, and it seems like Liverpool would never want to face Madrid again. Never want to face Madrid again. It's crazy. It was a good game. I really enjoyed it. It was peak Champions League. So
they showed their quality. Their quality.
So moving on, there's this young man I want to talk about, Karim Adeyemi.
Yeah.
This man's story is very typical of immigrants. I mean, immigrants all over the world. But usually, when Africans move to Europe or the US, they always call us immigrants, even though other Europeans do the same thing when they move from Europe to America, or Americans move from the US to Europe. Anyways, for this sake of argument, immigrants. And his dad moved to Europe and met his mom and got married, had kids. And I feel that man lived or is living his life through the boy. And I love it.
Who did that?
Yes, I love it. Someone said the dad's name is probably Sake. His nickname is probably Sake because the man looks like Sake. He looks like Sake. But as banter aside, the way this boy plays football is kind of different. He has the confidence, and I'm enjoying how the dad is so proud of him. Where I saw a video online where he went back to Nigeria and they had a meet and greet. And it wasn't this posh. You know how you would be classist.
The boy will sit down and everyone will shaking his hand.
Yeah, no, man was free. In fact, you could see his feet was dusty. It shows that the man has rolled with like in the trenches. Like I really like that. No, for real. Because I was telling one of my friends that it's different because if it were to be another player, they will be like they will be sat somewhere and people will taking pictures. The guy was playing table tennis with his mom. People were drinking. It was just like free.
They're probably
around.
playing Fuji music.
Yes. And I like that. And I like the fact that he's getting his flowers now, knowing how he played against Chelsea, even though he's always been like that. And there's this point I want to make before I hand over to you. I saw the way his dad. It seems like his dad is very calculating with his career, because I applaud the fact that they made him go to Dortmund and not another club. Because at Dortmund, you, as a young player, you have opportunity to play in Europe and also grow. So there's no pressure for you to win the league. There's no pressure for you to win Champions League. You're there.
You're just playing at a high level.
Yeah, at a very, very high level. So if you win the league, all well and done, all well and good. But if you don't, you're still very close to the top. You have the visibility of playing in Europe. You have the visibility of being in a top club in Germany.
Yeah.
So I like that for him, and he has opportunity to grow. He has a lot of growing to do, but I'm really, really happy where he is right now.
No, I think his dad really, I guess, had the foresight of starting projects. I guess everyone talks about projects in Mbappe now.
Yes.
But his dad probably, had that started
the first successful project in Mbappe.
Yeah, you must get there, because honestly speaking, I mean, there are a lot of opportunities in Europe to, even though the number of players who don't make it, obviously, that is a very high number, especially like going through academies. And I think that's something we should, maybe we'll spend an episode talking about, because these young men and women spend a lot of time like in these academies, and that's all they do. I mean, okay, it's good now that they have them going to school, so that they can learn other life skills, but like the number of people who don't make it, man,
it's very
staggering. It's staggering. And then it's very sad, because you probably see all your friends like, yeah, we'll devote an episode to that. But now, shout out to Karim. I haven't seen a lot of games, a lot of Dortmund games, but I mean, I was very impressed by his performance in the Champions League. So, and hopefully, I don't know what his status is in terms of national team, but hopefully Nigeria can look into that and ensure that they get him, because there are a lot of players. I mean, considering Nigeria, so there are lots of players that play for or that can't play for Nigeria.
Yeah,
I think the NFF should look and obviously offering them the right incentive, because I mean, nobody at the end of the day, like, considering how terrible Nigeria is, unfortunately, like, you need to be willing to give these players something more than just, I'm playing for my national team.
Yep.
So because that's their job. So
yeah. So to add to that, Adeyemi is made for international appearance for Germany. So
oh wow,
yeah, and now you cannot have such talent and allow it to go. No, it's not possible.
yeah.
And added to that, the same way Osimhen, because I saw an interview where Osimhen was talking about how he ended up in Napoli, and where before he came to Napoli, how they had to like advise him on where to go to. I think that's one of those things that young players coming up need to, especially young players that have potential. Like, you can see that these guys are going to be very huge.
Yeah.
Because I remember when Osimhen said he had options, but his brother told him to go to Wolfsburg, which really helped him develop. Even though he was I would say he didn't really have good spell because he was really injury prone. But that Wolfsburg move kind of helped his career and developed him. And right now, is probably the hottest commodity in world football after Kane.
Kane or Haaland, you mean?
So I mean, in terms of transfer, not
okay.
In terms of transfer, because a lot of people come next transfer window, I see him. I'm not sure he's going to leave Napoli, but I see
whoever buys him will have to break the bank.
I see a lot of top clubs trying to get his signature.
Yeah, because his stats are incredible.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, I think this season he has 18 goals. He's second in the league for like European Golden Boot.
Yeah,
he has 18 goals, and then for Nigeria, he has, I think, in like 22 games, he has 15 or 16 goals for Nigeria. So like his stats are incredible, man.
And let's just say, I'm really happy for Nigerians. I'm really happy for.
Yeah, it's looking bright.
In terms of sports generally, because if you notice, I saw a list of like the top. I saw a list of Nigerian strikers in Europe, and they're really doing well. I'm really happy for us. We're going back to those days because we've not had a world-class player in a while.
Yeah,
and Osimhen is definitely world-class.
He's definitely right now. I mean, so I don't just give world-class like that, but he's definitely showing signs because I mean, I feel like for me, I usually give like a season or two, just so that you can show that there's repeatability, like you can do it over. For example, one of the big mistakes that I made, and which is why I had to change the way
recalibrate your tune your grading system.
Bruno Fernandes. So first of all, I mean, okay, actually, let me backtrack a bit. Harry Kane, when he first started, right, his very first like full season at Spurs, I think it was 2014, 2015, I believe, because at that time I was living with my two Ethiopian friends, and I told them then, I was like, yo, this guy is moving like he'll score a lot of goals. And my friend at the time, my friend Berke, was like, let's give him a season or two, and obviously Harry Kane has gone on, to prove like season after season that he has that in him. Yeah. So when Bruno first came to United, and he was banging all those goals and assists, I was like, this guy is world class, right? And people were coming from my head like, how can you say that? First of all, you're an Arsenal fan. I'm like, I mean, the game is the game. Like, if the guy is good, he's good. Obviously, Bruno to me is not world class anymore. But anyway, to cut a long story short, I think we should give him one more season. But he's definitely on his way to being world class.
Okay, I think what I should say is doing world class numbers.
Yeah, exactly right.
Doing world class numbers.
Yeah.
So he has potential to be world class.
Yeah.
And another thing is, which I'm really being careful, and I always say this too. So I'm really careful with. I like Osimhen very, very much. Like, I love him. So I'm just being careful with way I talk about him in that world-class level or needing him at United. I feel like when a player is so in tune to a team system, it might show more than he's capable of. So I'm being careful of that, because Napoli, even when he was injured, they still had people who were scoring goals. So I'm being careful with that. But
my count. I mean, while I agree that, like, obviously being used to the way your teammates play, will bring out the best in you. But I also think that, like, his quality, like, if you're good, you're good. So whatever system you find yourself in, you will still bang in goals.
Yes.
So that's why I say, let's just give him one more season.
Yeah.
Because by the end of this season, other defending teams would have been able to gauge him, and then they'll make his challenge. They'll make it more difficult for him, and so we'll see how he's able to adapt and more importantly, adjust to that and evolve as a player. So I look forward to seeing what he does next season.
And just to add to that, have you seen Osimhen play for Nigeria?
Yeah.
You see the way he plays?
Yeah.
Like if I am CAF, I would say you need to test this guy.
Yeah, that's even for Napoli too. Like the guy, I don't know if I should be joking about this, but he used to sell like pure water on the street. So the way the guy runs, you can see that the guy moves like a
It's
cheetah.
intense.
He moves, it's crazy.
The guy is intense. Like I feel like Nigeria wasted in the last qualifiers. I'm like, you guys didn't use this guy properly.
Well, he's relatively young. He's 24. So
yeah, he's 24.
But like, no, the way the guy moves. No, sure. Like there's some, and then he has really, really long strides.
Yes.
So like, some defenders, there are times where like the ball is like kind of up in the air, and then defender like thinks that he can stretch.
He can get it. Yeah.
Before the guy moves, Osimhen is gone already. And once he gets in front of you, like he's powerful. Like,
yep.
Nah, because I enjoy watching him. Like the few times where I've seen him play, like I'm like, yo, this is a striker here, man.
Yeah, he's a striker. He is. I just hope he continues getting improved and injury free, because he's been injured this season, but it's not been that bad.
Like effect, yeah. Speaking of Nigerian players, so we both of us saw the Mikel interview where he talked about life at Chelsea, the different coaches that they had. But okay, so before we dive into the interview, when there was something that I just found utterly ridiculous, and it was actually biting my body as I was watching that video. Like I was like, did you notice how he had his headset or his headphones on?
Yeah.
I'm like,
it's style now.
What kind of style is that? Like, I'm like, come on, man.
Why are you hating? You're a hater, that's why.
I'm not a hater. I'm just like, he had it upside down and it just looked very silly. Like
it's radio now. It wasn't like it was a proper TV interview.
Like
it was radio.
Anyway,
it was radio.
I found that funny, but the interview overall was really interesting and informative. I liked, obviously, and I wasn't surprised when he said that the best manager he worked with was Ancelotti.
Yep.
And obviously we can see that from Madrid. I mean, he knows how to handle like gigantic, players with big egos.
Yep.
You need to be, because he has done it all as a player, like, and as a coach as well. So there's nothing you can tell
him,
that will surprise him. So that was nice to get, I guess, that inside look from Mikel.
Yeah, but so for that Ancelotti talk, I think that was part of the reasons why they had to let him go at Bayern, because they felt like it was too nice. That's what I heard. I'm not. I can't confirm.
Bayern, like he was letting players like do what they
wanted. Yes, not like he was letting them do what they wanted, but it was more like him being very diplomatic. Probably they wanted someone with iron fist,
someone ruthless.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, their loss is Madrid's gain.
Yes,
we can see Madrid, and like now he's just
chilling.
Yeah.
With that's just raising the eyebrow and 3 goals.
Which is why I'm surprised. I was very surprised when he went to Everton, because I'm like, I'm no offense to Everton, but like Ancelotti is bigger than this. Okay, not bigger. That's not right to say. But like, I just didn't think that it was the right fit for.
Wait, what do you mean was not right thing to say? If someone is bigger than the club is bigger now,
let's respect let's respect other people's professions now.
Okay.
Because is bigger than.
Okay.
No, but I just didn't think that it was the right fit. This guy, where's your see why you cannot be a coach? You need to be diplomatic.
I've been a coach many times, so I don't know what you're talking about. But in terms of for that Everton move, it was more of, okay, I don't want to stay out of job for too long, so let me see what I can do.
Yeah.
And he felt like he wasn't a good manager. But I always say it, a lot of things determine how good a manager is. And Everton is a prime example. Yeah. Everton and Ancelotti is a prime example. Yeah. Now, the man won UCL after leaving Everton. Do you know how easy that is?
Yeah.
And he won it easily, quite easily done. QED, quite easily done. So,
yeah.
Anyways, speaking of Mikel, honestly, I would say he gave a very good interview. I really enjoyed the interview. It was very conversational. It was interesting. He had elements, funny elements into it, and he spoke in a way that you cannot quote him. Like you cannot have like quotables like, oh, Mikel said this. You know how somebody would do interview like
no, there's one thing that he said to that I was like, yo, this guy really. When he said that Salah was crying in the dressing room.
no. Yeah, but so that is like Salah was young, but it's not an extreme quote. You know what I'm saying? It's not.
If I'm Salah, I'll anywhere I see Mikel playing football, I'll go and slide tackles.
But he knows. Everyone knows they cried. So what is the problem? But anyways, like he didn't have like that moment where people like, oh, Mikel said this, or like everywhere there'll be headlines. Mikel did interview and he said this. It was more like, this is my experience.
Yeah.
Let us relate as human beings. Like we know we are stars, but this is how I experienced my life. And it was an interesting interview.
Yeah,
About 34 minutes, and I did not skip any part. I listened from the beginning to the end.
No, I agree with you. It was a very good interview. I especially enjoyed where he was talking about Ferguson, trying to, I guess, bully him. So I remember when that saga happened, and as a Nigerian who had seen Mikel in that under 17 World Cup,
yeah,
I felt that like that move to Chelsea, like, was detrimental to his career and to Nigeria's prospects at the time, because Okocha had just retired, or Okocha was like in the tail end of his career, and it was like we needed somebody who would like assume that position or take up that mantle, and then to have Mourinho and to have Mourinho like move him back as a replacement for Makalele. He would play, that that DM position all throughout the season, and then come back to Nigeria, and like it just after some time, it just seemed like he had lost a step or two in his ability to create. He was always trying to guard the ball a lot more, and how people were always laughing at him that he's always trying to give Yash like guard the ball by so it was just guarding the ball that way. It was just very funny, or unfortunate, but I mean, I'm happy he had a successful career.
So
overall.
do you still hold that belief?
Yeah, I still do, actually.
Okay.
I still think that Mikel at United would have been a better. I feel like he would have. I don't know if I can say that he would have achieved more, but I think for his own personal development as a player, I think United would have been a better move. But obviously, I could be wrong.
Okay, so for me, I think at the beginning I understand because I felt that way too. But looking at how United was set up that time and looking at how Chelsea was set up, he probably wouldn't have had. He probably would have played maybe 1 or 2 or maybe like 5 games before being discarded, because the way United play that time, we had Scholes who were not like, we literally had to bring Scholes back from retirement. That's how reliant on Scholes we were then. So
that's what I'm saying. So you're saying that Mikel would not have been able to fit into that play there?
No. So I don't think, because you cannot use youth league or youth championship or youth competition to determine a player's position until it gets to the senior team. There are so many players that started as supposedly 10 and they went deep or they went wide. I'll give an example. In fact, I say this a lot and people don't know. Rashford was trained as a 10, as a number 10. But put Rashford as a number 10 now, you're doing yourself. So Mikel probably was a good number 10 then, because of people around him were not as good as he was. But a Mikel as a number 10 is like a Pogba as a number 10. It's going to be horrible, because Steve is tall, is lanky. So I don't think that works.
But that's why he plays for that. That's why he plays for Nigeria, and he had a good career there.
No, he did not.
Yes, no.
So the way Nigeria played, it was more like a 2 deep line midfielder. So we are playing like 2 in the middle, So Mikel was more like deep, but not too deep. Because we had John Ogu beside him sometimes. So it wasn't like a number 10. It was more like a central midfielder, which kind of fits his profile. Which I shall understand and I empathize with that belief. But I don't think Mikel would have been a good or a world-class number 10. Mikel was a world-class DM. He was. So I say this because he had so many people ahead of him that he had to like battle, even when the position, there was a lot of competition in that position, and he always found a way to get back to playing times. So, but I understand, and even till today, people like you will say, "Oh, Mourinho changed his position. Mourinho made." Who would he have benched in that number 10 role? Is it Lampard? Because the same problem he will have faced in United, it will be the same thing he faced at Chelsea. Lampard was number 10.
That's my point. My point is he shouldn't have gone to Chelsea. But I mean, hey, he won the Champions
League. Even at United, he wouldn't have played number 10 now because there was Scholes.
Scholes at that point was at the end of his career, dude.
Dude, they brought in Scholes from retirement.
That's the point I'm trying to make.
Do you know how crazy that is?
That's okay. Exactly. We had nobody there.
No, trust me.
If we had to bring somebody out of retirement, it means that like you couldn't find anybody to do the job.
Guy, and we had Pogba. I'm telling you, we had Pogba. So it's not about. See, Karim is supposed to be like a number 10-ish, but a deep lying playmaker. So it was what we needed because football was changing then. Football started changing. Mourinho changed football. Mourinho changed the faces of the game from three zones to four zones. So football was changing. And United wasn't going with times. United was still doing 3 zones. United was still doing attack, midfield, defense. Mourinho brought attacking midfield, defensive midfield, defense. So playing Mikel as our midfielder probably won't have. It probably have worked out because we never can tell and we don't know. But I'm just saying that wherever he had gone to, it will still ball the way he balled. But at United, he had a huge obstacle to overcome. There was a seat for him at Chelsea. There was a space for him at Chelsea, which he fit in like perfectly. And it's funny because he shouldn't have signed with Ferguson because he had already signed with Chelsea. He had agreement with principle, so he wouldn't have even gone to United at all. He wouldn't have gone. He won't because
Ferguson went there and tried to bully him as he did to referees and other teams. But that's the corruption that you United fans don't want to ever admit to.
Story.
But that's fine. He went and he bullied a 17-year-old black boy. If we talk about the anyway.
So 17 black boy cannot talk. 17-year-old black boy cannot talk.
He actually can't. He's literally a minor.
Okay. You couldn't say the truth that this is Chelsea that is sponsoring me here. That don't want to pay my school fees. That don't want to help my family. Which, I mean, in actual fact, they shouldn't do, but they did.
As a 17-year-old boy, you don't have the language and the ability to defend yourself against, I guess, somebody like Ferguson, who, like we've established, is a bully. And but that's fine.
Who established it? You people.
No, the guy is a bully.
Okay. Anyways, let's move on, please.
So and then
he spoke about Hazard and
how he didn't used to train, but he would always be the best player.
Yeah.
No, I mean Hazard it's unfortunate how his Madrid career has panned out. But while it was at the Premier League, I mean he was unplayable for there were like 3 seasons where you just knew that the guy would could turn a game on its head in a matter of seconds, and it was clear how much Chelsea players loved him. They used to treat him like the golden egg.
It was.
Yeah,
it was.
So
I have something to say about that. So when I listened to that interview, it occurred to me that this is exactly what I believe when it comes to football.
Yeah.
As a player, no matter how no matter how good you are, no matter how skillful, no matter how revered people are to you, you need to train. You need to train.
You said that was your belief, or?
Yeah. That has always been my belief. So for Hazard, people like Hazard, naturally talented. People like Messi, you can say naturally talented.
You can't say he is.
Let's move on.
No, you can't. No. We have to address.
Anyways,
you can't just say you can say no. He is.
Anyways. So I feel that people like that, they need a lot of talking to. They need people to sit them down and tell them, this is not how you do it. Because, for example, Hazard never trains, as they said, and people have said that, but he plays. So his training is in playing, right? His training is in playing on match days. So when he gets injured, he needs to, when he gets injured and comes back, he needs to play to get back into form. Other players will just train and get that form back. Yeah. But in a top club, you cannot expect the manager to play you to form every time. So that is what he's struggling with at Real Madrid. Because if it was at Chelsea, he would have played like 10 games of being average after coming out from injury. But by the 11th game, he would have gotten back his rhythm, would have gotten back his sharpness. And what Mikel said that even that struck me is that he said Hazard has lost weight. So that means he's even putting effort, but it's not working because it doesn't work. It doesn't train.
Yeah,
and yes, and the way sport is, you need to work out, you need to train, so that when you injure some parts of your body, your body can heal quickly. That's why you see the advice players. Hold on, sorry. The advice players. Their advice players, like especially like basketball, baseball, even golf, NFL, they advise them to always hit the gym to help their muscles. So it's good to like train and build. Not necessarily, you don't need to like carry heavy weights, but you need to get that motion going so that when you get injured, you can recover quickly.
No, so while I don't disagree with that, I also think that the size of the club matters, right? So, like Mikel rightly pointed out, I mean, a lot of players at Chelsea at the time were gritty players,
yes,
right? And this is my take on it. This is my biased take on it. A lot of players at Chelsea at that time were really gritty players, but they didn't have the silk and the finesse that a player like Hazard has.
Yes.
Or had. So you always needed that magical touch that Hazard could offer you, right? Mm-hmm. But at Madrid, they don't need him. They don't necessarily need that from him anyway. I mean, they have a lot of players who will give you those magical moments, game in, game out, right? Like so I mean, so he can't now come with the same mentality that he had at Chelsea, where I'm guaranteed a starting spot whether I train or I don't train. So he has to do even more. So in addition to the fact that he has to train more, I also think the stature and size of the club matters in how they deal with these personalities and big players. So
I agree. I mean, there are a lot of reasons why it's not clicking well, and that's one of them. One of them is what you just said.
Yeah.
It's just rather unfortunate. I thought it was going to go light La Liga up, but unfortunately, it's just it's one of those things.
Speaking of La Liga, and today Manchester United beat Barcelona.
Hey.
A very poor Barcelona performance, I might add. I mean, Lewandowski is a so the thing with Lewandowski for me, and a lot of people will not agree. He scores a lot of goals, right? And he has scored a lot of goals, especially at his time at Bayern, and his numbers at Dortmund were also impressive. But the thing is, if you look at them, he's not like a lot of his goals are inside the box. Like he's not I don't get excited watching Lewandowski. For example, we're just talking about Osimhen, right? Like I feel like Osimhen can do something out of nothing. Lewandowski, for me, has always been a striker where you have to feed him. Now he has been fortunate that he has played in teams where he has had, exceptional players feeding him. I mean, Bayern Munich, like week in week, like essentially the entirety of the Bundesliga is just there for Bayern Munich to have other competition, and then at the end of the day, they still win it. Like so playing for Bayern for me is not really that big a deal, like because you score a lot of goals there as a striker is guaranteed. So and we're starting to see like at Barcelona now in big games, the guy has been found wanting big time. In Poland too, I mean, yeah, people will argue like, okay, the Polish national team doesn't have a lot of exceptional players, but if you are a world class striker as he is, I think he is, but like you should be able to carry your team further along the way. And today again against United, he just showed me that like he's just I mean, he can be very, very average a lot of the time. I don't know, like I need to, like there needs to be a better way to like to discuss strikers like Lewandowski, who no, because I was very, very like the chance that Varane cleared off the line today, like give that to Harry Kane and he buries it for you. Like give that to I don't know about Haaland right now because guys, a waste man, but. Like that was a very poor performance by Lewandowski today, Sean. So yeah.
Oh, okay. Do you know why I'm going to call you a joker?
Why?
Because why will you zero the Barcelona performance and United's performance and Barcelona being kicked out of Europa League? Why will you zero it down to Lewandowski being average?
No. He's average, but Barcelona is. I mean, I touched on this earlier. Barcelona is
We did not. So
I touched on it earlier in the
wait. So no problem. But the thing is, you cannot tell me that Barcelona created enough chances for Lewandowski to even feed off, or let's forget about Lewandowski. Let's say Lewandowski was not in the game. Barcelona did not create enough chances, and you get at 0 shot on target in the first half.
Hold on. You guys? What are you talking about?
I'm sorry. I thought you were a Barcelona fan.
No.
I know you're a Barcelona fan.
No. Okay. Let's not get it twisted.
Okay. No, voila. No problem.
What?
Okay, no problem. Barcelona did not have any shot on target in first half.
No,
the only one shot. Wait, now the only shot on target they had was the penalty. So you cannot tell me. And the way Barcelona played, they just played in front of our box 18. There was no penetration. So what do you want? See, I am not here to discuss Lewandowski because he has done his bits. That man is old. You don't expect him to play the way Alan is playing or how Osimhen is playing right now or how Adeyemi is playing. So let's put that aside. Barcelona as a whole, I would say the reason why Barcelona lost was more of United's bravery, was more of United saying, okay, let's go pound for pound. Because if you look at United and Barcelona, pound for pound, you're probably like maybe almost equal. But our defense is better than Barcelona's defense. So that's what helped us win today. Pound for pound, we're like, okay, let's go. No defense. Let's punch ourselves. And we kept punching each other. Fortunately for United, we have the good defenders. So that's what separated both of us today. So you cannot zero in on Lewandowski. Because how many chances did Rashford get or Weghorst get in attack?
So let me say this. Trust me, Barcelona was poor over over the course of the 90 minutes today.
I don't agree they were poor, but continue.
Today, I think they were poor.
I don't agree they were poor.
They didn't create
no
chances. They didn't do anything to show that they wanted to move on to the next round. Again, I don't understand what Rafinha was doing on that pitch. Because Dembele was not there. Otherwise, he wouldn't have started.
But in first leg, sorry to cut it short. In first leg, Rafinha was one disturbing United.
Rafinha does not start with Dembele's fit.
I know. But I'm saying you cannot question Xavi's tactics or starting 11 because Rafinha was the one disturbing United in the first leg. Like, I was really happy they removed him in that first leg. I was like, finally, this guy's out. But I understand today's game, I guess maybe United were more prepared for him. That's why it was quiet.
The point, anyway. United, congratulations. You guys move on to the next round of the round of 16. And I get you can't face Arsenal at this point.
Yeah, we can't.
But
I'm just really happy with what I'm seeing with the team. Because before the game, honestly, I was like, I don't really care about winning this round. I would love us to leave Europa League, but I'm not a fan of Europa League. I'm not a fan. But first leg, I was like, Barcelona's going to beat us. And the way the game went by, I was like, we have something here. We might be cooking. We might be cooking something. Then the players were like, second leg, we will see who the man is. Second leg, we will see who wants it more. I was like, these guys are talking too much. And lo and behold, second leg came. We considered first. And the way Barcelona played that first half, it was, I was like, we're in soup. But second half, I don't know what Tanag told them in the dressing room, but it really worked. And honestly, I'm really happy with the way United is going. I'm not expecting too much from them this season because we're trying to find our rhythm. But the way we've been playing, we've been playing fearlessly. We've been able to understand the texture of the game, knowing when to turn up and knowing when to soak in, knowing when to face a team like pound for pound. And I feel like they knew that Barcelona wasn't strong. And they were like, we can go for this. And it started from that first leg when Rashford scored that first goal. They were like, we can actually score these guys. They're not all that. Because United of those days probably would have been shaking before the game. And of course, the manager would have given them excuse to lose the game. But Ten Hag were like, nope, we're coming back to Old Trafford. All of you come to Old Trafford, come and watch this spanking of Barcelona.
Barcelona. Anyway, and then this weekend, United again has a chance at winning the first trophy of the year. They play Newcastle in the Carabao Cup final.
Yes.
And honestly speaking, the hater in me wants to say Newcastle will win, but objectively looking at the teams, the people who are going to miss the games for Newcastle, Nick Pope is out. I think Bruno Guimaraes is out as well.
Yes.
No, I think
he's back. Bruno Guimaraes is back.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, all indications point to from all indications, it seems like this is going to be a win for United. And I guess even though United fans in the past have said that they don't believe this is a trophy, but now I guess because of how long the wait has been, they're looking forward to lifting this trophy, I guess. So
let me correct that statement.
No, correct.
Wait. So the season progresses, and that comes. What you want to do is you want to prove yourself that you are capable of withstanding pressure, and you're capable of going into a final and saying, okay, even though this cup is irrelevant to what we are trying to achieve, or even though we don't really rate this cup, but so far it's available to win, let's go for it and win. And that's part of the reasons why I had issues with Pochettino and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because the two of them never took some of these cup competitions seriously. They were like, it's not all that. But you cannot tell me you are improving, and you cannot tell me mentality without winning all those seemingly small trophies. When Mourinho first came in, the first cup he won, it was a small cup, in quotes. When Pep came in, Pep took those cups seriously because it shows you are testing your mental strength. Even though you can say, I'm changing my mouth now, but that is what it is. This season, I'm sure United fans will say the same thing. we are not winning it because we think wishing to win it because we think this is a serious cup. But we want to win it because we want to, for ourselves, not for another fan or outsiders. For ourselves, it's for us to show our personal growth and how far we've come. So this is what it is.
No, I think that every competition is important. It's worth it. So I'm just glad that United fans are starting to realize now that they're in competitions, that competitions are worth winning. Like that's why you play football, to win games. You literally have to play what's in front of you.
All
You
of
shouldn't
you,
look at
yes.
yeah. So I just find I'm happy now that you guys are finally realizing that okay.
No, we've always known that now. We've always known that. I don't understand what you're saying.
United fans in the past, oh, Carabao, Arsenal fans are shouting for Carabao Cup. They're shouting for FA
But
Cup.
we're not shouting. While we are talking, I just explained. You don't.
No.
Should I speak in Igbo to you for you to understand what I'm saying?
No.
It's for our own personal growth. Like next season, right?
I'm
next
season.
Wait.
You will consider it serious next season?
It depends on how the season goes, and depending on how we improve in the transfer, depending on how we improve the quality of the squad, depending on the texture of how the season goes. You cannot tell me that, for example, Pep this season saying, "Oh, it's okay with Carabao Cup." It's not possible.
He's out of it. He can't say that.
No. I'm even saying.
In the past, but in the past, he's taking it seriously because at the end of the day, every trophy, as we're starting to see, every trophy counts.
No. I know. I agree with what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, I agree with what you're saying. What I'm saying, there's context to it. This season now, he needs to win the Champions League.
Mm-hmm.
Like even the EPL, he doesn't need it. Arsenal needs the EPL more than he does, but he needs to win. So let's say for the sake of argument, he's still in Carabao Cup, and that comes out and say, "Oh, we have to Carabao Cup seriously." Right? No, people look at him like a clown. So it just depends on the texture. Like for example, if Newcastle wins on Sunday, it is
Inshallah.
a good. Funny. It's a good testament to how far they've come. It's a good crowning glory for how far they've come. For example, if Chelsea, let's say Chelsea was still in Carabao Cup and they win this season, we will laugh at them now.
Of course.
Exactly. So it's not because it's not serious, but for our own personal growth. That is why we feel like okay, we need to nick this one. And with that said, I want to say United is going to win, but stranger things have happened in the past. So
let's hear predictions. All this your humility.
I remember that post-mortem one. That game. I couldn't believe what I watched. I couldn't believe it. So stranger things have happened. But my heart is saying United. But my head is saying be careful. But right now, because of today's game, United is the favorite. We cannot win away from it. It's our cup.
It's your cup to lose. No, that's just the truth of the matter.
Yes, it would be a shame if we don't win it. It would be a shame, no matter what happens. Even if they give all the players red cards, it would be a shame for us not to win it.
It's painful, but I have to admit, I think it's United's to lose. And then quickly, let's just go over a rundown of the games this week. We don't need to do scores. We'll just go, predictions like winners.
Okay.
So first game of the weekend is actually tomorrow. We have Fulham Wolves. Fulham at home versus Wolves.
Draw.
I'll go Fulham. Wolves. I'll go Wolves because I have a couple of players in my fantasy. That's literally the only reason why I say Wolves.
That's why I don't like watching. I don't like playing fantasy football.
No, some teams are irrelevant. So, like, okay, I shouldn't say that, but yeah, some teams I don't really care much for. All right, Leicester, Arsenal.
Arsenal is gonna win.
Yeah, okay.
Arsenal is gonna win, unfortunately.
Arsenal, with Bournemouth City.
Bournemouth City. God. City's supposed to win this game. They're supposed to win it, but what Tottenham friends did today, Jesus Christ, I couldn't believe what I saw. I couldn't believe it. So I'll pick City again.
City, yeah. I'll say City as well. Everton, Villa.
Everton Villa, two idiots. I see Everton winning because both of them have mistakes in them. I don't know what these teams. Everton.
Yeah, I mean, I want Everton to win, but I'll go with I want Everton to win. Leeds, Southampton.
Leeds, Southampton. Leeds.
I'll go with the draw.
Okay.
West Ham, Nottingham Forest.
Nottingham Forest.
Now I'll go West Ham.
Nottingham Forest. Okay.
Palace, Liverpool.
It's gonna be a draw.
I'll still give it to Liverpool. I mean, even though we laugh at them, but I think they'll be too much for, because honestly speaking, if we're keeping in the buck, that first half they looked good.
They're really, really good. I was telling someone that it's like this is going to win this game. Oh.
Yeah, no, they looked good. So I think I'll give it to them against Palace.
But that Vinicius goal, that first goal,
it took the
changed everything. We're like, no matter how good you guys are playing, we can
change it for you. Yeah. And then Sunday, the only game, Spurs, Chelsea.
Mid-off.
No, Spurs are looking. I mean,
they lost they shouldn't have. Anyways, I don't want to talk about that. Yeah. Anyways, Tottenham.
Oh really? Huh. I feel like this might be the one that Chelsea actually just
takes. They're away.
So. Yeah, but I honestly speaking, like they are starting to look really nice. So,
yes.
I'll give Chelsea. This will be where Graham Potter starts to turn the ship around. Honestly,
this is the last that Potter is going to lose, and he's going to sack him.
I think he's going to get sacked.
Yes, this is the last game.
Wow,
this is the last game.
What a very bold. Anyway, by the time we shoot our next episode, I hate to be on record that you were wrong.
No problem. I don't mind being wrong because they cannot afford to lose this game. That's what I'm saying.
Which is why I'm saying that.
We'll see, Sha.
Okay.
We'll see. So we just went over an hour. Those of you that are complaining about Valentine's Day and how somebody ran away last Valentine's Day, anyway, this was a fun episode. As always, keep listening, and we look forward to your feedback and comments. Also, follow us on Instagram, bias_football_takes. And on Twitter as well. We need to do more with our Twitter account too. But that's it from me. Share any last thoughts, comments?
Thank you for your prayers and wishes for Manchester United. I can see the God's work in our lives. Thank you very much, everyone.
One last thing. One last thing. I'm sure last weekend when because Arsenal had just lost to City and
I couldn't wait.
But we came back and we did the job. So
no problem.
Long may the Gunners reign, and come May, Odegaard hopefully will lift the trophy. Anyway, that's it from me for this week. Until next time now.
Yeah. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Yeah.